Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to read another chapter of Sufi Tales written by Malik Muhammad Usman Saab. So this chapter is chapter number 25. We will read it first, then we are going to talk about it. So let's have a read. So this is the chapter. So the title is Jakalpore. Jakalpore or Jakalpur, we can read it like that. There was an area in a forest where jackals had established a colony for their jackal nation. They had named it Jakalpur. The chief of the jackals had established this separate colony so that jackals could live with their own culture and not forget their rituals and other social practices. That was a measure to strengthen and develop the jackal culture in this world. A layer of clay similar to jackal skin was laid in jackals' abodes all over the colony. In front of each abode, the statues of jackals were erected so that any jackal entering and exiting from his abode would recall his jackalness. The chief of the jackal ordered the jackals to go to the forest and find the skeleton of their forefathers. These skeletons were then placed on the walls and roofs of Jakalpur. Like this, jackals in this colony were living a life completely merged in jackalhood. They were born as jackals, grew up as jackals, got older as jackals, and then died as jackals. They never came out of jackalhood in their entire life and were proud of this way of living. Once a young jackal who desired to see outside world ran out from Jakalpur and arrived in a center of forest. The chief of the jackal were very angry about this incident and ordered that this young jackal should be caught and punished. He deployed jackal police to go to the center of the forest and arrest this rebel. When the young jackal heard about this, he became more conscious and took necessary measures to protect himself. He could not even imagine returning to Jakalpur after having enjoyed the free environment of the forest. He approached the Lion King of the forest and explained his story about darkness of Jakalpur, his running away from the darkness, and the fact that he was being chased by jackal police who intended to arrest him. He prayed for asylum and the Lion King allowed him to temporarily stay in Lion Cave. When the jackal police heard that rebel had been given asylum in one of the lion's caves, they returned to Jakalpur without taking any action and reported this issue to the chief jackal. The chief was enraged by the news. He ordered to send a corps of 40 jackal soldiers to go to the center of the forest to wage a war against lions and arrest this young rebel jackal. When the lion heard the news about the jackal soldiers coming to the forest to fight with them, they laughed and started waiting for the jackals to come. When the jackal soldier came near their cave, a group of lions roared loudly and immediately attacked the jackals. The forest became full of noise made by the lions roaring and jackals crying. The lions killed many of the jackals in this war. The others ran back to Jakalpur and injured and defeated. The animals in the forest had various kinds of disinformation related to this war. Nobody knew what had really caused it. In order to tackle these rumors, the Lion King decided to call a meeting of all the animals of the forest. On the appointed day, various animals gathered in the center of the forest. Residents of Jakalpur were also present at the meeting. The Lion King stood up on a large stone and explained the illegal establishment of Jakalpur, its ban on freedom and enlightenment, and its unnecessary imposition of dark culture on its youngsters. The lion also explained the background of the war between lion and the jackal. The animal listened carefully to the Lion King during the speech. At the end of his speech, the Lion King issued a declaration to be strictly followed in the forest. 1. No nation of animal shall hereafter be allowed to restrict its nationals to, to any fixed culture values or block the further growth of understanding and knowledge. All the residents of the forest shall have the right to live their lives in accordance with the basic principles of nature. The pleasant environment of the forest, its spaciousness and opportunities shall be made available to all the nations of animals. After listening to the declaration, let me just I have to take a pause because battery was running out. After listening to the declaration, all the animals clapped and shouted happily. It was like a celebration in the forest. It was not long after this meeting, the declaration of the Lion King, that Jakalpur was deserted and left empty. All the jackals left Jakalpur and moved to the free and open forest. Hint: Jakalpur, self-conceived beliefs, backwardness, short-sightedness, sectarianism, ethnic prejudices. The free forest, a life of higher meaning and cosmic consciousness, opportunity to realize one's potential up to the required level. Let's have a look at the graphic. So here we can see the final speech. The final scene is here. We can see the lion and all the animals where it is explaining and declaring this establishment as illegal, the Jakalpur. So it is another beautiful story, another beautiful story which tells us that this life, when we are born into some family or some country, that we are told to be proud of our nation, to serve, to actually, this is part of a larger conditioning which goes on after centuries after centuries. So this conditioning, whenever a small child is born, child does not know who he is. We are naming him. Naming is fine because we need to name someone to identify later on. If we don't name it, we are not going to find who is talking about what. So naming is fine. After that, this conditioning part, that they are told that this is your boundary, this is your set of beliefs, this is right, this is wrong, all these things. Even the right and wrong to some extent is fine because child is growing up. So as growing up, we need to tell him something in order to survive in the society. So survival things, naming of things, learning, everything should be fine. But as he approaches or she approaches the adulthood does not mean an age number like 18, 15. Adulthood means that different people have different adulthood, this one. So once we feel that this person can yes, actually this thing that once adulthood is reached and we are thinking that this person can take his own decisions, then we need to remove and take back all the things which we have given him in order to stand. Like a small child, when it is born, we are bringing a helper, a walker in which this small child stands and learns to walk. once we once the child is learning to walk, we don't need this this toy again, this stand again. So I don't know what is the exact name of that toy. We have it in our house for the kids. We are not using it anymore when the child is growing up and learning to walk. So once we have this child is adulthood, he can survive, he have the ability to speak and listen and be careful not to harm others and himself, then he should explore. He should explore all the all the world, all the universe, all the knowledge. He should have access to everything, because once he has access, he can expand, because access means expanding, and our souls, ourself, they are here to expand and grow. Because the contraction and expansion. So if we are contracting ourselves, we are not using our potentials. We are here to expand our consciousness. We are born in a tribe. We should come out of that tribe, that area, that country, and that planet as well, going to the cosmic consciousness, as Malik Sahib has said in the hint, that this cosmic consciousness is our goal. Even if something is there beyond cosmic consciousness, we should also go there. But this can only come by practicing, by discipline, by getting into the other things. When we have a freedom of thought, then expansion will happen. Expansion is something which is infinity, and we cannot even imagine in terms of material this materialistic world or approach. Because this light years, we can understand meter, feet, kilometer, mile, 2 miles. If someone says that from my house to the other house there is 10 kilometers, so I can say, okay, I can travel there in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So now if someone says that 5 light years, this galaxy and other galaxy, we don't understand these things because we are not using it. They are just a mere and just imagination. So this whatever we use in our conscious mind, that we can expand, and this expansion comes along with the responsibility of taking care of others, taking care of this planet. And this this growth, this expansion goes hand in hand with the moral character of a being unconditional love to all the things around him or her. So it's a beautiful journey once we are free. I think I have already discussed this in some of the episode, that there is a saying in Arabic language about spiritualism, that at-tasawwufu hurriyat, that the spirituality is the freedom of self from this material world, because we are tied to the material world. So just wrap this up, because there is some disturbance, so I'm unable to complete the video. So with this prayer that we all are able to experience our joys, our consciousness, expand our consciousness, and with this prayer I would like to end this episode. So inshallah we'll make another episode. Until then, it is bye, goodbye, and have a good day and good life. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.